If you're an author, should you open up a Patreon account to make some extra cash? Well, I say, why not? I think if you enjoy engaging with your audience, creating a community, or just being in a position where you are more closely tied to your followers, then I think this could be a great idea. So today we're going to talk about 4 specific things. 1, what is Patreon, in case you're just not sure? How much is it to use the platform? Who is it best for? And I have 2 really great examples to share with you. And also, most importantly, what kind of content can you post on your Patreon? Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome to my Cozy Mystery AuthorTube channel where we talk about all things related to cozy mystery writing. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday, or I do extra videos during the week like I've been doing all month. So make sure to hit the notification bell at the bottom so you get an alert every time a new video goes up. Now today we are specifically just going to talk about Patreon as an additional revenue line, and I have another video where I talked about 10 author income girl boss ideas. So they are obviously related to the author book industry and another way for you to make money. It has a free download. I will leave that link below. And it also has an 11th bonus idea inside of there, which is not at all related to today's video. So I guess you could think of today as an extra 12th bonus idea on a different way to make money. And really, I think Patreon is a great platform. And if you are even the slightest bit interested in creating one, you might as well just try it out. It has 0 risk to it. Like everything, I've tried out a ton of things. I haven't actually tried out Patreon, but some of my things work, some of them don't. You'll just never know until you try. So first, let's just answer the question, what is Patreon? It is simply a membership platform. So it allows you to create your own membership with different tier levels. So if you think of anytime you've gone to Kickstarter and you want to buy a product, there's different levels. So, usually the base level, you get just the product. If you go up in price to maybe the next tier, then you're going to get maybe a carrying case for your product or maybe 2 products. And then if you go up to the 3rd tier after that, then you'll also get maybe 2 for 1 products for the price of 1, as well as it comes maybe in different colors, or it has extra features, or it has maybe a planner that comes with it. I don't know. But usually as you move up in price, you also move up in benefits and things that you have access to. And Patreon typically works the same way. Now it's up to you. You could just have 1 level of membership and that's it. But I think that if you want to be successful at Patreon, most people have different tiers. And once you give people different tier membership choices, it almost makes them feel more in control. So it's also a good thing from that standpoint, because then they don't feel like they're being locked into just one particular solution. The other thing is, I think Patreon is just one tool. You could also offer membership on many different tools. You could use Thinkific, you could use Teachable, you could use Podia. In fact, I would recommend Podia. So let's just talk about the cost, because I did say it's 0 risk. It doesn't cost you anything to start using Patreon. However, it does take a percentage of your revenue. I think it's about 8%. So if you're just starting out, 8% of say $100 is not a lot of money. That is so cheap for using a software platform. So right now for Podia, I pay $79 a month, but I pay that regardless if I have 0 members in my membership or if I had 1,000 members in my membership. So at a certain price point, usually I'm so bad at math, but you should do the math at some point. You're going to want to just switch to a flat fee type of membership platform like Podia, so that you are not sharing a percentage of your revenue. And honestly, Podia looks exactly the same as Patreon. You can offer different tiers. It has all of the content like in a content news feed, and it'll have a little lock button on it, so then people can see what it's about, but they can't see the content. So it kind of entices them to want to unlock that content and join your membership. So something to think about as you start to grow. Now, the third thing is, who is it for? It's really for anyone. I know we're talking today about authors, but you could be a visual creator, like someone who creates art, or a hand letterer, and you could offer it on there. You could teach courses on how to juggle balls or how to jump rope. Anything goes, right? There's a ton of different people on Patreon right now. So let's just talk about 2 author tubers who are doing an amazing job that I think you should check out for examples of best practices. And also, just to make a small side note, if I didn't mention an author tuber who is on Patreon, it's not because I think they're doing a bad job. I just picked these 2 out because I think they kind of help drive the point of 2 great examples that you could follow. So the first one is Brittany Wang. And if you look at Brittany's AuthorTube channel or her Facebook group or anything else that she's doing, Brittany loves creating community. She loves connecting other people, being connected with them, letting them connect with each other. So she is all about building a sort of tight-knit group of people who are helping to support each other and are all interested in the same thing. And that also shows through on her Patreon. So I would definitely check out the different levels that she offers and all of the cool things that she is doing. Now, the second person who I think is doing an amazing job and has taken a totally different approach is Bethany Adizada. Now, Bethany offers writerly care packages, and they're kind of like a subscription box service, but even better because they're really not expensive at all. I don't even know how she's able to offer these at such a low cost. And I believe she pays for the shipping as well. So I asked Bethany because if you look at her Patreon right now, they're all sold out for those care packages because I know what's going to happen. You're going to look and you're going to be like, I would really like one of those. But she can only do so many a month. And so she's kind of tapped out. And I asked her, she said people never leave. So her retention rate is through the roof. And I do believe that's also because she's just super popular and has a lot of super fans. So this is another opportunity where you could, if you love curating different items and putting things together. It's sort of like my cousin loves Christmas, right? And she loves like putting gifts together and the way she wraps them. And so I think if that's like your personality and something that you would really enjoy, there is a huge audience of people out there that would love getting those things from you. So this could be another way to do it. Now, what both Bethany and Brittany do very well is they advertise their Patreon on their AuthorTube channels and in their social media posts in a nice, enticing way. So they'll say, oh, they'll give like a little teaser and they'll say, and my Patreons just experienced XYZ. And so it sounds very exciting, like you want to be a part of it. Or, I have some really great things coming up for my Patreons, which is, and she'll give a preview, or they'll say something like, all the topics next month, my Patreons are going to vote on that. So they get to choose it, or they get early access to next week's video. And if you just can't wait and you really want to see the video right away, you could just join and become a Patreon and get early exclusive access to that content. So let's go into number 4, which is what kind of content to post. So I've basically broken this down into 5 different buckets that I've seen working really well for everybody. And the first one is exclusive content, whether that is behind the scenes footage, that is extra videos, that is merchandise that they can only purchase if they are in your Patreon community. There is so much content, like in different forms, even podcasts that you can offer to your audience as exclusives. The second one is you could offer a mini course. So you could obviously offer a huge full-blown course as well, but sometimes offering just a small mini course, one, it's easily digestible for your audience and it helps them feel a little special, like they got some insider knowledge and tips from you that other people did not receive. The third one is you can feature your Patreon. So at the end of, I know a lot of Bethany's videos, she'll feature her different Patreons. I know that Brittany does that in a lot of her social media posts as well, just shout outs to people in her community. So, if you have a business and you would like to sort of borrow that person's audience, you can easily do that if you became one of their patrons. So that could be a really huge benefit from someone who would like access to your audience if they have similar things that they are offering to you. Number 4 is you could be a content curator. So a lot of times when you get those newsletters from different sort of experts in the industry, they did not write all of the content themselves. They curated things that are going on that they think is important. And you could also put a spin on it and put your own words. Like, here's what I think is going on with Barnes & Noble and how I think it will affect sales and what I'm going to do to prepare for it or something else like that. So, it helps to, just get all the information wrapped up into one monthly or weekly sort of digest for people that don't want to really look for it on their own. Number 5 is you could go ahead and let your patrons decide what kind of content you're going to post, both in the membership and on your other platforms, whether it's YouTube or maybe, which book you're going to write next. So they actually get to be part of your business by helping to vote and put their input in. So 1, you get valuable sort of market data, and 2, they feel more a part of everything that you're doing, a little more invested, and probably much more interested when that content, whether it is a new book or a new video, comes out. All right, I hope that was helpful. Let's just recap really quick. Should you do Patreon? Why not? If you think you're interested in it and it's something that you're inclined to do, I say just go for it. So what is it? It's just a membership platform. How much is it? It is 8% of your revenue, at which point you may want to switch over to a flat fee like Thinkific, Teachable. I highly recommend Podia, but it depends on your revenue again, so it's very low risk. Number 3, who is it best for? It's best for anybody, really. You can do anything you want, just like anybody can start a membership and start offering cool things. I did mention 2 people I think that are best practices, which is Brittany Wang and Bethany Adizada. And number 4 is what kind of content to post. And I did mention 5 different buckets. The first is exclusive content. The second is a mini course. The third, you could feature your Patreons on your social media platforms. The fourth one is you could become a content curator with some of your own sort of commentary associated with it. And number 5 is you could go ahead and let your patrons vote on what kind of content you have coming up next. All right. I would love to hear any of your thoughts below, and obviously just link to any other author tubers that you think are doing great that other people could benefit from checking out their Patreon accounts. All right, remember that is idea number 12 for Author Income Ideas. If you would like 11 more ideas, make sure to download the Author Income Girlboss Ideas. I will leave a link to that below, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Or possibly sooner, since I can't stop posting videos all the time. All right, bye.